All right, today I'm going to test and see how quickly I could get this basic moving cube example working for the Forge networking um, community supported, community driven networking for Unity game engines. We're going to do a game jam later today, and uh, I want to kind of get my feet wet before we start the game jam so that I'm not learning how to do networking during a game jam. And also, so as some background, I also want to time it to see how long it takes to get this all set up and running. And that's why I have the clock running down here in the corner. Why isn't it running? Is it not running because it's minimized? Oh yeah, it's got to be not minimized. Interesting. All right, so um, and so I'm just going to get started here and see how fast I can build this app. So, and I'm going to go through the example. So, and I want to do it from scratch. So just so that I'm going to capture the whole process here. I already have Unity started, and I'm going to make a new Unity app, and I am going to call it actually the game jam we're going to be doing later today. I'm going to just give it the game jam number. So it's going to be the tilted game jam number 27 Turkey edition. And it'll put it in the right place. 3D game. Yeah, I like 3D better. Create. Okay, this example is not a continuation of other examples. It should be treated as if it were done as in a new project. In this example, we're going to make a simple game where we have a cube in a scene that is owned by the server, and all the clients can see it being moved by the server. If you don't like reading, you could also see this. You could also exist in this well-made, digestible video format. The reason I'm doing the wiki is because there are other things around here that say, and I've already read through the documentation and watched the videos. The videos, there's some changes in the wiki that aren't captured in the video, so I'm just going to run through the wiki, and it's pretty simple. Plan network code. First thing to do is set up a network contract. Okay, so the problem is I don't even have this installed yet, so I think I need to go back to getting started to get it installed, and I want to install from source. I think I want to install from source. And I'm on this project here. So I am actually, which GitHub account am I in? I want to fork this. Oh, there you go. And I am going to fork it to Sweet Nanny Goat. And then I will clone from Sweet Nanny Goat. So I want to use SSH. And I am going to fork this off screen over here in my game dev folder, or I'm going to clone it. Sorry, git clone. Da, da, da. And okay. Cloned. So here is the Forge Remastered folder. There's a bunch of stuff in here. And so let's go back to the instructions. This instructions. Okay, install from source. So remastered, copy the Forge Remastered assets Beardman Studio Inc. folder into your assets folder. So Forge Networking Remastered, Forged Networking Remastered Unity Assets Bearded Man Studios Inc. So it looks like this is the stuff that needs to go into the assets folder. So I am going to copy this and I am going to go into my game, which is the Tilted Game Jam number 27 Turkey Edition assets, and I'm going to paste this in here. And let's see how well this works. So that has been copied in, and so that seems like that is their installation procedure. Let's see how well it worked. And so opening Unity, it looks like it's importing all that stuff. What's going on here, Unity? Okay, I want to skip the new version. About Forged. Don't show on start. This is the version. Leave review, form link, join Discord, GitHub. I don't think I need to do any of this stuff. All right, so back to the tutorial. Okay, so planning the network code. Fancy word for, let's see, so one of the first things we want to do, think about is our network contract. This is basically a fancy word for how we design, set up network communications. It is helpful to imagine our final result to our application. We don't have to imagine all that because they're doing all the imagination for us. Have a key ready in the seam, synchronize, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now that we have now that we know that we need to sync position rotation of a cube, we can design a network contract for that object. We will first open the network contract wizard. This is done by going to Window, Forge Networking, Network Contract Wizard. So we'll go to Window, Forge Networking, Network Contract Wizard. Hey, there's an about that's new. Oh, that must be what we saw in startup there. So Forge Networking, Network Contract Wizard. Here's our Network Contract Wizard. I imagined it to be bigger. Maybe if I do this. All right, so we got that open. Once you've opened this, you'll be presented with a list of network objects currently available. To learn more about this, please see the documentation. Please see the documentation Network Contract Wizard. Okay, so to start, click on the Create button near the top and you'll be presented with a Create UI. In here we have 3 major fields of interest. So we'll click Create. And okay, so the name field, we'll call it Basic Cube. Don't want to be too creative. Click Add Field button. I would like to have this appear. Let's see if I could kind of get Unity to. There we go. Okay, so we will click the, oh, that's interesting. Oh, we're getting all kinds of errors. Wow. Wow, that did not like that. That was interesting. Okay, let's try that again. Forge Studios, network contract. Here it is. we are going to create a new basic cube, and we're going to add a field, and this field is going to be called position, and it's going to be a type vector3, and we're going to add a field called rotation. We want to interpolate this too. 0.15. Hey, nice defaults. And we want to add a field called rotation, and this is going to be a quaternion, and we want to interpolate this as well, and then we will click save and compile, and let's see if our errors go in. Clear these errors. Clear. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so when we use the network contract wizard, we are actually generating code based on what has been put into the field editors. Okay, so this is where we're going to set up our cube. So we're going to create a new C# file, and we'll call it basic cube. So in our we need a scripts folder. New folder, create folder, scripts, and inside the script folder we will create a new C# script. We will call this basic cube. And okay, so now we can edit our basic cube and do that in Visual Studio. We will make this do something like this, and we want to using Unity Engine, and we want to be using Bearded Man Studios .forge.networking.generated. Okay, and then we want to change our behavior to basic cube behavior. And let's see, we will be lazy and just copy all this stuff because it's laziness. It's next to godliness. Okay, and so if we are not, okay, so basically if the network object hasn't been created yet, we don't want to do anything in our update. If we are not the owner, then we are a client. Well, if we're not the owner, I don't know about a client per se, but if we are not the owner of this object, we are going to update its position and rotation from the network. Otherwise, if we are not, and then return. If we are the owner, then we are going to read our horizontal and vertical values from our input system and update the cube position based on our input positions, and that's the code. Save that. Okay, and then alright, so it's just explaining all that stuff. Then we need to set up the scene. So we need to create a new scene in Unity. We already have a new scene in Unity. We can maybe rename this scene setup, create a new scene. We already got a scene. We will rename this, and I'm going to call this instead of a sample scene, I'm going to call it Jacob scene. And reload it. And we get the Jacob scene loaded, and we want to create a floor, it says, so we want to add a cube, and we want our cube, it wants our scale to be 25.1 and 25. That's a nice floor. And then we will create another cube. Let's rename this to this floor. We'll create a new cube. And let's see, set this position to 0, 3, 0, 3, 0. Add a rigid body. Okay, add a rigid body. Attach the basic cube script to this cube. Did we get it? Okay, let's do it this way. So we got our basic cube script. Interesting. Where did it get that speed component from? I don't remember there being a speed component in that script. Oh yeah, it's there. Load speed. All right. Okay. And save the scene, basic cube, file, save the scene as basic cube. I'm gonna keep it, call it Jacob scene. Okay. Open up the build properties for Unity, build settings, and let's see, add the default scenes. So Bearded Man Studio scenes. Okay. We want to add the multiplayer menu scene. Multiplayer menu scene. Okay, here's the multiplayer menu scene. And we want to go to build settings. Let's add open scenes. Okay, and then let's also add my scene.
The next door neighbors are having a yard sale.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
I'm making a video.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. You put something out for to sell?
Yes, I did.
What'd you put out?
Some old Christmas lights.
All right.
And they sold them.
Oh.
So far I made like $5. So
nice.
I just put out some pepper stuff out there.
Nice.
Like, just give it to me at the end of the day.
Sweet.
I want to show you. Oh my God, he was so beautiful.
I'm going to pause this for a moment. Well,
please. I can't wait for Pepper to get started.
All right. All right. So,
I'm gonna go fix breakfast.
All right. That's a good idea. Okay, so we got our cube, our scene. Okay, so now we need to go to build settings. I think that's build setting. What? Click on player settings. Okay, I was already there. Click on player settings. Open the resolution presentation section. Resolution presentation. Run in background. So maybe this is just resolution presentation. Where do we find this? We have a picture. No picture. No picture. Resolution presentation. Under player settings, this is project settings, which I think is player settings. Player, company, default company, cursor, hotspot, icon, resolution presentation. There it is. So this is, maybe this should be resolution. Okay, well, full screen. Let's say we'll just call it windowed. I'm going to make it windowed. It doesn't say to do this, but I want to do it so it's doesn't take up doesn't hog the whole screen. Resolution, presentation, and run in background. It's already checked. Nice. Go back to build settings. Okay, go back to build settings and click build and run. And we'll create a new folder here called build. And in that build folder, we will create a new folder called Windows. And select this folder. And it is building. Click the play button. All right, look at that. It built and run. Okay, now, so I think this is what's going to be the server. And then over here, we need to close this, and we need to go to the other scene. It doesn't say this. Click build and run. Once the game is open, return to the Unity editor, open the multi-scene menu. Oh, it does say it. It's going to be in their scene, multi-menu. Okay, that's open. Okay, now click play. Getting a bunch of errors. Lots of errors. Click host. Okay, so we became the host. Now go back to the built game. And we will say connect. We're going to allow access to the network. Okay. Select the server game instance, the one in Unity. Let's see if we could minimize this. I can't. Can't make it smaller. And try to move around. Whoa, what the? And there it goes. Look at that. It's working. Lots of errors and warnings, though. That's not good. To debug, enable to find. Okay. Well, that's a good sign. I am going to stop the video right there. And as usual, if you don't like this video, please just give it a thumbs down and unsubscribe. And don't leave any comments because I don't want to hear your belly aching. And if you do like the video, then you know what to do. So thanks for watching. Oh, well, I mean, what are the stats here? I think we started around 8:40, so 45 minutes. Took about 40, no, yeah, about 45 minutes to do all this. Not too bad. Not too bad.